Hi and welcome to this video of the Underworld experience from The Guardian. The Guardian has two experiences for this Daydream Launch. One is this one, Underworld, where we explore the sewers of London, and the other one is an experience where you are incarcerated in a cell. Very intense and very good as well. But for now, let's check out the sewers of London.
Welcome to the Underworld. You're in London's Victorian sewer system. I'm Bradley Garrett. I'm an urban explorer and a geographer, and I'm going to be your guide. Use your torch. It's in your hand. Your controller is also your navigator. Press and hold to move forwards. It's time to go. Doing this on your own would be very dangerous. If your torch goes out, you could get lost down here and never find your way out. If it started raining on the surface, these tunnels would fill right to the top. You need to pay attention to landmarks. Junctions, platforms, alcoves. It's easy to get lost in. You need to be careful. We're in one of the old blood sewers where animal carcasses from Smithfield Market were once dumped into the river Fleet that you're standing in. And our aim is to walk to the point at which the sewer meets the River Thames. The sewer system was built because London was being overwhelmed.
It was dirty, it was overcrowded.
That's Richard Barnett. He's a medical historian.
Now, the great crisis in the health of the Thames came in the summer of 1858 with what's become known as the Great Stink, because the smell of the river was just unbearable. Sittings in Parliament were disrupted. Now, the man who led this great rebuilding of London's infrastructure was the engineer Joseph Bazalgette.
Shh. Over there in the oak, there's a rat. But don't be afraid. They're usually more afraid of us than we are of them. You need to get a move on. That torch isn't going to last all night. It's incredible to think that anywhere you go in the city, you can open a manhole, you can cross the city and come out a manhole somewhere else. You know, there's kind of an addictive quality to it. Up to now, this has been a single tunnel. We've got a split now, so let's just take a moment to think about this. Left or right? I've only been down one side before. It's muggy down here, but the smell isn't offensive. What we have here is grey water. It's all very mixed. It's kind of like soapy sewage. Did you hear that? The only people that should be down here are the flushers. They're the ones that keep the system functioning. But if they were down here, they'd have lights, and I don't see any. In 150 years of these sewer systems existing, only a handful of people would have ever been down here. There was a story of a pipe that was blocked with fat that had come out of a Chinese restaurant and got mixed up with wet wipes. It created what they called a fatberg, essentially a boulder of fat that had to be dislodged with shovels and a high-pressure hose.
It's almost undescribable. It's absolutely disgusting.
Nick Fox is a flusher in these sewers.
It's really hot. There's a lot of flies and insects buzzing around, and it's really, really greasy. It could be waist deep in solid fat, and oftentimes we have to dig it out by hand.
Exploring is about peeling back the layers of the city.
One of the most striking things about Bazalget's sewerage system is that it's all handmade. It's built out of something like 318 million bricks, each of which would not only have been handmade, but hand-laid. He really does change the face of London.
What you can see is the architecture that frames the floodgates that separate the river fleet from the Thames. Take a look around. This space is like an underground cathedral. Who could imagine when you walk over the embankment that this is underneath you? We think that the city is restaurants, offices. That's just the surface of the city. And there's a city within the city that we can find if we're willing to go out and explore it. You can see the flow changing. So go up that ladder. So this rusted up machinery that you can see here used to be cranked so that they could shut the floodgates so that the fleet wouldn't rush into the Thames. Your torch batteries seem to be running out. We need to get out of here now. There's an exit near here, a ladder up to the street. You can hear it by the sound of the cars going over the manhole.
Alright, this was the Underworld experience by The Guardian. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click on subscribe or this little round Android robot to subscribe to Daydream District to never miss any news about the Daydream VR platform.